Abbie Duggar shaken up amid aircraft crash with Grace on board. John David's wife Abbie Duggar is shaken up following a plane crash. In line with a nameless source, John David Duggar became flying a aircraft together with his wife Abbie and daughter Grace that crashed. Katie Joy of Without a Crystal Ball has spoken to a verified supply with evidence that confirmed the information of the plane crash. The YouTuber and Instagram influencer Supply, however, did ask to stay nameless. Abbie Duggar shaken up as husband John David crashes aircraft. Abbie Duggar and her daughter Grace had been on board a plane with her husband John David because the plane crashed. Katie Pleasure of Without a Crystal Ball spoke to a person near the Duggar circle of relatives who shared the information on what occurred and how John David and his circle of relatives have been feeling after the aircraft crash. Happily, WOACB's file famous no one become physically injured within the plane crash. However, the crash did leave Abbie Duggar with emotional trauma she is struggling through. The source Katie Pleasure spoke to reviews Abbie is feeling shaken up after the crash. Flight logs received by using WOACB display the plane in question simplest went up within the air with John David, a complete of 8 instances after he purchased it. John David purchased the aircraft lower back in July of 2020. The plane reportedly crashed simply outside of Waverly, Tennessee. John David allegedly revealed the aircraft's fuel gauge was no longer functioning properly. This caused him to agree with the aircraft had extra gasoline in the tank than what become absolutely there. The nameless supply advised Katie Joy that Abbie Duggar not has an hobby and getting in an aircraft her husband John David is flying. Is this why Jim Bob Duggar these days bought a plane? Katie Pleasure suspects this aircraft crash is what provoked Jim Bob Duggar to promote the own family's big multi-engine aircraft. Seems John David was the simplest member of the Duggar-owned family licensed to fly the aircraft. Upon getting inside the plane crash, it is viable Jim Bob Duggar now not relied on his son and saw no factor in persevering with to personal the aircraft. Lamentably, the document does not screen any records on how Grace is doing or if she suffered any emotional trauma from the crash. The record, but, does verify that neither Abbie, John David, or Grace have been injured inside the aircraft crash. Within the comments, Duggar fanatics admit they are relieved to study John David, Abbie, and little Grace are very well. Moreover, they absolutely recognize why Abbie not desires to get on an aircraft together with her husband. Change up.